What's up guys, I'm your nerd, Mike, and we're back with another review. This time we'll be looking at the Mackie Mainstream and see if this is the right thing for you. Here we have the Mackie Mainstream, and this is pretty much like a direct competitor to the Elgato's Stream Deck Plus, the Beacon, and etc. all other type of I/O and mixers. So first and foremost, we're gonna flip it on to the back, and then here, this first one is the power button. So this is what you do to connect it to your PC. And then you have two other USB-C ports. So these pictures are standing for. You can either plug it in a USB into it, you can plug in a camera into it, or you can plug a microphone into these two extra ports. Next, you have the HDMI in, so that means this has an integrated capture card within it. So that's pretty neat. And then it has a pass-through as well. So let's say you're playing on Xbox or PS4 or PS5, whatever you're playing on, you can input it straight into this and it'll capture it, and then you can send this pass-through to your monitor. I think it only goes up to 1080p, or not 1080p, after 60 frames, 4K 60 for recording purposes. Next up, we have our monitor output. So this is you directly connected to your whatever monitors that you have. It's 1/4 inch. So if you have something that takes 1/8 inch, like headphone jack type of deal, you would have to get a converter. But it pretty much, this is meant for like studio monitors. Then you have your headphone output. So this is more, again, a 1/4 inch. So you'll need something that takes, or a 1/4 inch adapter if your headphones don't come with one. So mainly, again, studio monitor type of headphones. Then you have an aux in cable where you can plug in your phone or any external device. Over here we have a microphone combo jack. So this means that you can either plug in an XLR or a 1/4 inch, so it could be a microphone or an instrument if you prefer to do it that way. And you have a 1/8 inch in for headset, and then you have the phantom power on and off button right here, and this is if your microphone is a condenser and you need phantom power to power it on. And then you have the direct monitor button, which means you can directly monitor anything that is going through these inputs right here in the back. So this first knob has a PC on it. This is how you control the main level of all your system computer sounds right here. That's why it has a computer right there. Once you have an HDMI plugged into the back, you can control the level of the HDMI to whatever you want, independently of whatever everybody else is hearing. So this is completely your mix right here, so you can have a different computer sound versus HDMI sound, which is pretty neat. Here we have the microphone headset level. So you want to move this and gain it up until this signal LED will pop up, and it'll be green for good signal. It'll turn red if you're going to clip. Then you have mute buttons for either your microphone, or which is the microphone input right here. You have mute buttons there, or your aux in, whatever you connect to that port right here. This will pop up LED signals if you have a microphone plugged into it, so it'll show you a visual representation of what the level is that's coming into the system. This knob right here is your overall master headset volume, or whatever headphones you have plugged in. This is your headphone volume right here. And then this small one is for your monitors, or your studio monitors, which is these direct outputs right there. So you can have different control between your monitors and your headphones. And finally, we have HDMI and headphone / monitor mutes. Same thing as the aux in and the microphone mutes. These are just mutes, so you can mute it in your ears, or even the output as well, or you completely mute the device. These buttons are programmable macro buttons or sound bites. You'll need to use the software that is in beta, I believe, right now, and it's only for Windows. Now that we've gone over all the features, excluding the software portion of it, because that'll take a whole video in itself, after a couple of months of working with this, excluding the software, I think this is an insanely great piece of equipment right here. This is one of the best, if not the best, all-in-one interface input. I mean, it has a capture card in it. It has a microphone input into it. It has different outputs for headphones, for monitors. It has, you can hook up a phone, you can hook up a webcam to it. It's just insane the amount of utility and inputs and outputs that this thing can have, especially for the value. It's so competitive. Honestly, if you're looking for a one-stop shop, that you have so many stuff that you want to plug in, that you don't have an interface, you just have like a mic that you've been using USB, you have maybe like just, you know, the bare bones, you haven't invested into any actual audio equipment yet, you have speakers or a headset like this, and you have like a capture, like this thing is insane. It is so good. But do not get it if you are interested in the software. The software is in beta and it has a lot of bugs, and I tested it out, it would crash, and I got so tired of it that I switched back to Voicemeeter. The software is trying to be like Voicemeeter, is trying to be like the Elgato's virtual software where you have faders and stuff like that, but you cannot control any of that with this. This is all hardware. So all these knobs don't control anything digitally on the computer. It's all for this stuff. So, and also if you decided to put individually spread out your audio sources through the virtual channels, I set the latency to ultra fast and still had at least like a second of delay before I would hear the return audio. So I could not game with that, because especially FPS, because you need that audio to come back on point. You can't have delayed audio. So in that sense, it was kind of useless to use the virtual channels that way, and it's better just to direct monitor off of this thing. So as far as the software goes, if they can get that stuff fixed, could be really good, but it's just not there yet. And so if you're gonna get this thing, don't get it for the software, get it because of all these connections that you can get on this device. So there you have it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.